Hi everyone, it's me again. I have noticed recently that a lot of girls would like to try to wear smoky eyes. They just don't know how to do that really well, or they think they need to have a lot of products for that. So I decided to show you how I do that with very simple way, with only few products. I will be using only one eyeshadow and some concealer palette. I will be using also just one black eye pencil and yeah, of course, mascara. And then for my face I'll be also using just teeny tiny amount of two products. There will be my foundation and my face powder compact. Normally it comes with a little sponge, but mine doesn't, so I'll be also using big fluffy brush for this. And yeah, for my eyes I'll be using these two brushes. The one for blending and for cleanup, and one for applying black eyeshadow. And of course, teeny tiny brush for my brows, because I do my brows with my black eyeshadow. So that's convenient. And that's about it. If you're curious, keep watching. I've started with priming my eyelids using tiny amount of cream concealer. I spread it evenly over my eyelids. If you have cream contour stick in light brown, it would be even better. You can use finger for application, but I used brush because I have too long nails for this, and it is faster with a brush. I also applied some on my lower lids. Next, I took this black cajal eye pencil and applied it a very thin layer on my lids, on top of the concealer I put on earlier. This created a perfect base for a black eyeshadow I was going to use later. Using black eye pencil under the eyeshadow makes both of them stick very well, and it avoids creasing and fading. It also gives a lot of intensity and of course darkness. The ultimate rule of long-lasting makeup is always first cream, then powder on top of it. Then I smudged the black pencil line. I did it with my finger because I wanted to use as little brushes as possible in order to make this look less expensive. With this particular smoky eyes, there are no harsh lines allowed. I see a lot of girls skipping this step, probably to save time. If you are one of them, please spend the extra few minutes to blend. The result will be so much better. I kept blending and spreading the black pencil line to make it as thin as possible. Some of the black pencils are too creamy for this, so you need to find the one which is not too hard but also not too soft. I cleaned up where I smudged too far. Then I went in with my powder. You can do this with light brown eyeshadow or eyeshadow which is few shades darker than your skin tone. It only has to be matte, not shimmery. I applied it above my crease and slightly under my brows. This also blended the black creamy base I was smudging earlier. I spent my time going back and forth to create a smooth transition. Now you can see how are my eyelids creasing. This is why I needed to put a black powder eyeshadow on top of it. Next, I took matte black eyeshadow and not so soft blending brush and applied it on my lids. The idea of smoky eyes is to have the darkest color starting from your lash line and turning medium dark on your mobile lids, and going lighter passing your crease, fading to your skin color on your brown bone. If you have hooded eyelids, just like me, you might want to keep the darkest color all the way up to your crease and start fading it from there. It makes the hanging part of your lids optically disappear, and that is also why are smoky eyes the best eye makeup for women with hooded lids. I kept on pressing the black eyeshadow onto my lids, where I wanted them to be darkest. Where I wanted the color to fade, I applied it with sweeping motion. I was also blending the edges as I went. I did the same on my lower lids as well. I applied more black where I needed to. Next, I went in again with my powder and I blended the dark edges. I wanted the black color fade into my skin color, and that is how I achieved it. I didn't forget the lower lids either. I went back in again with black. Next, I applied my foundation using my fingers. Make sure that they aren't black when you do this. When I was done with my foundation, I applied a bit of light concealer under my eyes. This step is very important because it sets an optical barrier between black eyes and the rest of the face. Then I set my foundation and concealer with a powder. This made my foundation last longer. Next, I took my black eye pencil again and I applied it into my waterline, bottom and top as well. This step is optional. If you have big or round eyes, it will look perfect on you. It also looks beautiful if your eyes are light. But if your eyes aren't that big, it will make them look smaller. You can see the difference on me here. Well, I personally don't care if my eyes look smaller, and I like to look badass, so I line my other eye as well. Then I filled in my brows. Lots of people think that if your eyes are very dark and dramatic, you shouldn't darken your eyebrows anymore because you will look like you have too much makeup on. Well, it's not entirely true. If your eyes are this dark, your eyebrows will be optically washed away. Therefore, you still need to define them a bit, especially if your eyebrows are naturally light. Mine are naturally black, but they still are quite thin, so I fill them in slightly. I did it with small angled brush and black eyeshadow. And lastly, I applied my mascara. This one is from Essence, so it's really inexpensive and it's freaking amazing. I totally recommend to everyone. So, this is it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something useful. Let me know in the comment section below what would you like to see next. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and see you next time.